Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weird, wonderful world. And we're going to ask ourselves today a question I've been asking myself for at least the last week, for sure, and maybe off and on here and there in my lifetime. Is Kiss actually a good band or not? Is it just more of the image that was the hype? There, let's analyze a couple of aspects of Kiss, and get to the bottom of, are they actually a good band, or is it more of just like because of their image, because of the nostalgia, the time, the how old I was when I first experienced it. I will 100% in the first 10 years of my life, okay, from at least, well, a little bit more than 10 years, from the first 10 years of knowing the band, basically between this album and this album, Kiss, the original debut album, and Creatures of the Night, these two albums here in particular, everything in between, from Hotter Than Hell to Dress to Kill to Destroyer to Rock and Roll Over to yeah, everything after that to Love Gun, even the Elder, as bad as that was and as much of a disappointing as that was when it first came out, it's still part of that. It's still part of that nostalgia. And so let's go directly into the question, but I will elaborate a little bit more. Now, let's look at the weakest link, okay, of the old Kiss. Who was considered to be the worst musician in that band? Peter Criss, maybe? A lot of drummers. Hey, I told you, I tell you, I've heard a lot of jokes by drummers in different magazines here and there that would occasionally poke fun at Peter Criss for his drumming. You know, there's a joke that says, "How do you know a drummer is knocking on your door? He speeds up." Well, it's kind of the same thing as, like, how do you know if Peter Criss is knocking on your door? He speeds up, or he's off rhythm or whatever. I don't know. I could be exaggerating, but yeah, that was what the impression growing up, that he wasn't always a respected drummer amongst other drummers, and and a lot of people don't really consider Kiss. You can love Kiss. I love Kiss. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, specifically those first 10 years, everything, once they took off their makeup that first time and the mystery was gone, you started looking at the music a little bit differently and saying, and it did not become my favorite band. I was looking for something more exciting, something that had more passion and more fury, and a little bit better a little bit more instrumentation than the basicness. There was a certain basicness to Kiss songs. The What the lyrics were all about. You look at all those original Kiss lyrics, if you were to analyze all of that and did an extensive deep dive in all the, and 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 started dividing it topic by topic, how many of the songs would just be about rock and rolling? How many songs would be about girls, getting laid, and then how many songs would be about the again the rock and roll lifestyle, and it's always kind of revolves around those two mainly, as far as I know. Their lyrics were never actually ever clever. They had some good, for me, the best part of Kiss, and why the early era was so important of Kiss right up until Creatures of the Night, it was because of Ace Frehley. Even though Ace Frehley really isn't much on some of those last few albums, because of my nostalgia for Ace Frehley, it and my memory of that era, that's why it made that era of Kiss, special for me. but I will admit right now they're not the greatest band. They're not. They wouldn't even. I would rate them out of 10. I would rate Kiss as a band probably a 7 out of 10. And then again, I'm probably being generous because look, I trying to recapture the glory days of with two imposters on the bottom there. Those are imposters. That's not Peter Chris. That's not Ace Frehley. And I mean that is. And this is not bad. Okay, I actually do like this Psycho Circus better than Sonic Boom. But again, they're not like musically. They're just not up to snuff. They're just not. I gotta play this again because yeah, I do need to play them again. But from what I've heard so far, from my replays of these, they just don't have the same nostalgia. They just don't have the same feel. And and yeah, how good I thought Kiss was is completely clouded over by their glamour, by their whole stage presence. Probably the same for the same reason. There's wrestling fans. People like the drama. People like the stories. And whether wrestling is good or bad, that's I'm not even gonna give my opinion on that one. But yeah. So when it comes to Kiss being a good band, I'm gonna have yeah, like I said, and that's being generous, 7 out of 10. I vote Sparks, King Gizzard, Tool, uh, so many other bands a 10 out of 10. I'll call Pink Floyd 10 out of 10. I'll call AC/DC an 8.5 out of 10. They're a good band, but there's just a little bit of when you dig past the hype, when you dig past the image, and you can really see a band for what they are and how they are. Some bands it's the music first, and then the image secondary. Okay, like Sparks. Sparks is all about the music first, the image secondary. Kiss, image first, music secondary. Merchandising. Just look at Gene Simmons and what he does with his franchise. Okay, just again, that just goes to show that the band is not the greatest band. They're not the best musicians. All of them. Ace Frehley, well, no, Ace Frehley being the best one out of them all. And I need to get Ace Frehley solo stuff, all of his solo stuff, eventually. Eventually. I've been saying that a lot lately when it comes to bands. Eventually, I need to get bands. But that's it. That's all I kind of wanted to say on this episode. A quick different side note before I go, I just want to warn you in the next day or so I have a very spicy topic I want to talk about that is definitely I will not recommend it for anybody under the age of 18 or under, okay? Although it's totally natural, I mean, it's normal and it shouldn't. It's something I personally don't think that needs to be censored. But then it's all about opinion. But the purpose of this episode coming up in the next day or so is just to highlight how hypocritical and ironic YouTube is with its restrictions and limitations of it doesn't allow this and this and this, which is which would be awesome, and we have every right for that, and it's part of our should be part of our freedoms, but they like to control that. But yet this thing that should be taboo should be like really nodded upon because it has a certain criteria that YouTube deems acceptable because it's under a tutorial heading, okay? They 100% allow it to get through. But I don't want to spoil what that topic is, but just know that it's going to be very spicy, very racy, a little, maybe a little divisive. So if you're curious, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. Please hit the like button, and stay tuned for some great content. Because I do have things on the burner right now, cooking up, ready for you guys, coming out soonish. So again, as always and forever, I love you all, everybody, each single one of you, whether you're subscribed to me or not. Have a great day. Please, please be safe. Take care. I will see you on the flip side. Have a good day, afternoon, night, morning, all those things. I'm getting off flustered. Peace, everybody. I love you guys.